Hello and welcome to what would have been day 6 of the Betfred World Snooker Championship. On our social media, you'll find a very special podcast with World Snooker Supremo Barry Hawkins. Not only did he talk about the rearranged World Snooker Championship starting at the end of July, but he also talks about 1981 when Steve Davis won his first world title.
Even now, I mean, what are we talking? You know, we're talking nearly 40 years ago. The hairs on my arm still go up when I think of that pink going in against Doug Mountjoy. I still remember the score was 18-12, and I still remember sitting in the crowd saying, "Don't do anything stupid, don't do anything stupid." And the next minute, I was rushing on the floor doing something stupid. So it was a wonderful moment, and certainly a key, pivotal moment in my life.
So Steve Davis won 6 world titles and dominated the 80s. But the most famous final, of course, was in 1985 when Davis lost in a thriller. On Crucible Gold tonight on World Snooker's Facebook and YouTube, that's what we're looking back at, the Black Ball final. And earlier this week, I caught up with the winner, Dennis Taylor.
Was 9-1 behind, but then won the last 6 frames of that first evening's play. And funny enough, most of the frames I won them with one visit, you know, so I was playing really well. I wasn't doing anything wrong in the first session. Steve was just magnificent, as he was throughout the 80s. He dominated the game, Steve. So, yeah, it was an unbelievable climax to come back and to eventually win on that final black. You couldn't have wrote a script for that. You know?
No, and what were you thinking when you were going down to that final black?
Well, I didn't think I was going to get a chance because I tried all sorts. I tried to double the black in the middle pocket. I tried to double the black from the bottom cushion into the corner pocket. I was going for all sorts of shots, but I missed the first proper chance. And when I missed it down into the green pocket, and it was coming back up towards me, I was leaning over the corner pocket up at the black spot area, and I thought I might fluke the black. And when I seen it wasn't going in, I went back to my seat. I thought that was it. And when I turned round, Steve had to cut the black in, and normally he would pop that maybe 90 times out of 100, but under the pressure. And when he talks about it, he said when he walked across to pop the black, he said his legs had gone, felt like somebody else's, and also his hands had gone as well. They felt like somebody else's arms and hands, and he overcut the black because under pressure you hit the shot too thick. And he overcompensated. And the one I had was much easier than the one he missed. But I took ages on the shot. And the relief when that black went in was just, it's hard to describe the feeling. I think, well, the first thing I did was raise the cue above my head. And then I started stamping the cue on the floor. And then, of course, I wagged my finger at my good friend Trevor East to say, I told you I'd do it in the end.
And we have another exclusive interview for you on our social media channels at 7 o'clock on Friday night. We speak to the 2015 Betfred World Snooker Champion. It's Stuart Bingham.
Growing up as a kid, always wanted to be world champion, world number one. To finally do it sort of out of the blue, say 20 years as a pro. I was obviously in good form that season. I won 3 or 4 tournaments up till then. That season, so but yeah, to get your hands on that trophy. Obviously, at the moment on BBC, you've got the some of the old games and some of the old players that have been playing, and just say to lift that trophy as same as all the other great players in the game. It's unbelievable feeling. And
you had to wait to 38 years of age to do it.
Yeah, so obviously don't know what clicked, but say. I always felt like, even my first time there, I beat Stephen Hendry in 2000. He was reigning champion. I always felt like I had the game to do well there, and it took me another 15 years to produce it. But it was an unbelievable feeling.
Everyone growing up, obviously, it's the dream to win the World Championship. Were you beginning to think it wasn't ever going to happen?
Yeah, say like as a kid, you're always thinking, I want to be world champion, world number one. When you sort of see the other players that are there, and like the Davis was still there, Hendry's, the Ronnies, the Higgins, the Williams, maybe probably in them 15 years I was a pro, they've maybe won it 10 times. So to sort of get past them players to become world champion, it just looked more or less impossible. So I still pinch myself now that obviously I've got the trophy, my name on the trophy.
Back in 2015, when did you think, like, this might be my year? Is that when you get to the one table setup behind you in the semi-final? Is that when you start thinking, right, this could be my year?
Yeah, I remember playing obviously Ronnie in the quarterfinals, and a couple of years before he hammered me 13-4. So he's always obviously had the upper hand on most players, not just me. But when I got past him, and then I looked at the draw, and I had obviously Judd, and then the other semi-final I had Sean Murphy and Barry Hawkins. I was just thinking, like, I've grown up with these lads; they're no different to me, sort of thing. And I just thought, if I can play like I am, then I've got every chance.
So it's the 23rd of April, St. George's Day, and it's a happy birthday to Barry Hawkins. So all the best to him. And on this day in 1983, Cliff Thorburn produced the first ever maximum break at the World Championship. Let's look back at this magical moment.
At a stage like this with just one red left, he stops and blows his nose and says, let's have a break. And if he can take this red and the black, the colours will be on their spots. And they have actually stopped playing on the other table.
Well, now this is the real shot that matters, Jack, to get on the yellow. If he can do that, he could be well on. He hasn't gone quite far enough. He's left himself a tough shot, but that's 15 reds and 15 blacks that he's taken now.
Well, this is carrying £10,000 for the highest break, 5,000 for a championship break, and 3,000 for the highest break. So we're talking about £18,000 on this.
Well, that was a marvellous yellow that Cliff Thorburn took then.
And Bill Werbenek as tense as he is. Perfect. That is perfect. Well, I don't think there's going to be another moment in Cliff's life when he's going to be so tense as this. Cliff. Oh, good luck, mate.
Oh, wonderful! That is really, truly wonderful. And he's being hugged. Just look at the pictures. That's it for today. See you tomorrow. Stay in and stay safe.